It's also like the Superman movie in the sense that, like, you know, what's coming is almost like Superman is here, you know what I'm saying? Or at least one of those batches. But remember when they sent the other three, like Zod and them? And what it basically is like, you know, these mugs, you know, they're stronger than everybody else. They might look like they're not, but they're hella strong. I said hella. But yeah, so, but what it boils down to is that, like, you know, there's more coming. So it's almost like that's what's going to turn the tide, in the sense that it's the alignment. It's not so much the physical attributes, so much as the intention and the alignments. So I saw a movie called The Thousand Faces of Doja, which I actually like. I like all the movies, yo. But with that being said, I'm gonna go so far as to say that there is an alignment, and then there's also like replacement retainers. For certain people who they held certain positions, but I mean, people know what it is, but it's just to the point now where it's almost like it's like Reagan economics. It's trickle down. It's on a need to know basis, and so your alignment with certain things will warrant your need to know. And if you don't know, then you'll be like a pawn pushed forward to hold a position when in actuality you're actually like a proprietor. You're not really the real one, or you're not really the one that's in power. Like, the president is not the one that's in power. The public policy is already made. He's just the face man. And I know things are getting bad because I learned in political science that they usually elect a president who's actually healthy looking. And they say Biden's running again. I'm not dissing him, but I just don't really like any of this. I feel like, you know, this is really getting kind of funky. And with that being what it is, I just feel like, you know. And I had a conversation with somebody else. They said some things I didn't like. I'm not going to go into that. Like I said, I would never reveal my sources beyond the fact that I actually have, you know, certain bits and pieces of information I've come across that, you know, I can put it together, you know, on certain forums. And I made a few comments about the vaccine, and I was told that I couldn't say that. It was like, you can't say that. I'm like, well, I can't say that. I'm like, if it ain't going to hurt nobody, if I'm not actually creating a new vaccine, then what am I hurting? So that's why I realized that, you know, we're at a point right now, it's rather pivotal. I don't hold no grudge against nobody. But I realized that when Yeshaya came, they recognized, those negative forces recognized him. He wasn't hunting them down. They was trying to find him like, yo, he's stopping what we're doing. We trying to take over the planet. But even Lucifer was like, I don't want this planet. He was like, yo, I'm trying to give it to Yeshaya. I just want him to like, and like having him bow down to him, that was just like extra. He wants his old state. He's like, yo, I got the whole world in my hand, and it's garbage. It ain't nothing. He was like, I want to go back where I came from, because I came down here for the women. It's a waste of my time. I want to go back. So I got to find some fool who wants this world so I can give it to him. I offer him everything, all the riches, the money, and gold. He can have it, because as long as my hand is in the cookie jar, I can't get out to go and enjoy the rest of the Heavenly Father's creation. Because he's giving them all his creation, and they want this one planet. Why this one planet? Because it's like the movie Hellraiser. They can't feel. Some people can't feel. They don't feel the pleasure. There's no pleasure to be gained from them, and nothing. And there's no phenotype for that so much as I once thought. It's just, this world is, his heaven and earth shall pass away, but his words shall remain true. Heaven and earth shall pass away, his words remain true. And there'll be a new heaven and new earth. And it says, in my Father's house are many mansions, and if it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And the mansions are dimensions. And sometimes people are actually serving the purpose. They say, people can try to rebel against him, but they still serve his purpose. Because there are those who don't even want to incarnate. They're fallen too. I mean, I say that respectfully. Because the Bible says, don't speak evil of dignities and things don't understand. But there are others who have actually fallen, but they choose to not be involved in it. So they're like, no, we know that we messed up, but guess what? We're not coming back down, man. That's why I say that you can come down here for 2 days. I mean, 2 years. They came down here last year. I mean, year before last, and then they sent another batch to watch. They're like, yo, they was only down here for a year, and they started going corrupt. So now they're sending the actual, you know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, we can't come down. See, they start sending people down, right? And they blend it in, but then they say, yo, we can't come down. It's so bad down here. It's so bad down here that they say, you know what? Send the ship, but don't land. Because if you land, you won't do no more than the first 2 batches. So now they're seeing lots of UFOs, like saying that, and this ain't the only planet. In the Urantia book, it's many planets. It's a whole planet. I mean, you know, and so it's almost like they don't really want to start no trouble, but I guess whoever's trying to run it, they know who it is. Like I say, I've seen it sounds spacey, but I say Star Trek. They'd be like Ensign Crusher. They'd be like, hail the ship. And they'll be like, hey, we held the ship, Captain, they're in cloak, they're cloaked. They're like, can you make communication? And it's almost, it's a process. It's like a due process. So with that being said, it's almost like they didn't do that. They just started shooting like, yo, we know who you are. Like saying, like the part of the Bible says, what if it is not our time yet. What have you to do with us, son of man? It's not our time yet. Like saying, we're not gonna release this planet yet. Almost like on Transformers, the Fallen. He was like, and then Optimus Prime was like, he was like, it's not your planet. He was like, you can't tell us what planet to have. So he said, if we can take it, we can have it, it's ours. And Prime was like, you know what I'm saying, we got our own junk. We ain't even from here. We got our own planet. You know what I'm saying? He trying to take something even yours. You know? And so it's almost like I say, I try to be most respectful for everybody. I try to be respectful, you know, and I try to maintain, you know, my understanding for the. Good Lord. She's strong as hell. She'll whoop your ass, Cam. She'll whoop your ass and throw you in the grass. Okay. And pin you down with the 1 to 10 counts before you even get a chance to say ouch. So piss. I'm still trying though. I'm impressed. I'm inspired. I have inspiration. So yeah, so as it is, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, I feel like this. You can't have a new world order on old stuff. So my whole is like tear it up. Tear it up. If you tear it up, they gotta do what? They gotta build new stuff. So tear it up. Tear it up. If you got an old bus and it ain't running right, you ain't getting no block grant for a new bus until you write the report to say, hey man, hey, we down by a bus. Tear that motherfucker up. And you get a new one. That's the only way you get a new one. You have not, because you have yet. Necessity is a mother of invention. If you need it, then you'll get it. But if you don't need it, then it'll be extra. And we ain't getting no extra. We're getting just enough for the city. Thank you, Brother John. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. But yeah, it's just getting to be when I'm like, it's just to me. I'm like, yo, it's just getting to be wild. And I need some water. I ain't had no water all day. Because I'm trying to like not carry the water. Water's heavy. I want to get a gallon, but I like, you know, like somebody said, my man Ron, he said, Ron said when they bring a Walmart through, they'll close like local stores. Like where I was in one part of town, I was like, yo, there used to be 2 stores around here. And then it's when like, you know, there's no place to shop at. This Walmart came in. But then folks started stealing from Walmart. And next thing you know, they shut it down because they shut a lot of Walmarts down. So like, it's almost like Walmart brought the competition. It's almost like that movie, The Mist. When those bugs started coming through, then those bird-like things started coming through. And it was like, yo, the bugs attracted the bird-like things. Even though I feel like the bugs was kind of worse. You know, I mean, I felt it was kind of worse. But you know what I'm saying? It was like, it's almost like the eagle called Garuda. And the Hindu, you know what I'm saying, the Vedas, the holy Darth Vader Vedas. With Darth Vader on the mix. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like one thing, it's an ecosystem, and one thing brings another one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just more so like, that's why I talk, that's why I don't bother, I talk too much. I don't bother nobody instead of myself. It's piss.